Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be content that a lot of you have been waiting for since I bought the Land Cruiser. So we're going to Mikey's house. I put in an order for a couple of exhaust pieces that I wanted to get on this car. So after going into the car, we realized that there's still two mufflers and there is a flex pipe. So the flex pipe actually has a leak on the passenger side of it. It runs down the tunnel on the driver's side, but I'm talking about east-west. It's on the west side of the flex pipe, so it has a leak and it's kind of getting bigger and bigger each time. So we're going to replace the flex pipe, two middle mufflers, and we're going to keep the sort of cat back, if you want to say, on the vehicle. So we're going to head to Mikey's house. I'm going to show you guys a before and after clip. So I'm going to give you a cold start right now with the exhaust that's on the car. So we'll see what the difference is. Hopefully it's a nice different tone, but we'll see what we're going to expect because I have no idea. So I give you guys little revs here and there. The car is still warming up, so I'm not going to give it hell. It is smoking a bit. I do need new injectors, or it might be the seals. I'm not 100% sure. So what I've found so far is that I can only get these stock ones rebuilt since they're two-stage injectors. So therefore, I don't know if I can find any in the US as far as replacements for them. So I'm still trying to find it out. Apparently it's not a necessary, mandatory to do thing on the spot. You can still run your car the way it is with it smoking. I mean, I'm sure it's not the safest thing in the world, but it's not one of those things where I have to do it right now or the car will blow up. So you heard the car. Like I said, I'm not going to really get on it right now, but it's relatively quiet. You can definitely hear the engine running and it's extremely loud, and I love that diesel sound. So we're going to go to Mikey's house. Let's go do this. I'm pretty excited to see what the outcome is going to be with the new exhaust. I know a lot of you are here for Land Cruiser content, so here's your Land Cruiser video, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you some off-roading stuff here soon because I'm going to look to get this thing paint protected. So enjoy the trip and let's get out of here. Someone wanted to say good morning. And look at that. He literally has all the room in the world back here. The seats are lifted facing me, so they lift up towards me, and it literally has the most amount of room in the trunk. It's ridiculous. So he's comfortable. He likes the carpet. He'll honestly will lay down sort of not even halfway into the trip and probably fall asleep. So we've arrived at Mikey's house. There's a Land Cruiser. We're gonna actually do the work outside because the truck, SUV, whatever you guys like to call this thing, is actually way too high to fit in the garage. So I'm just gonna show you pretty much what we're taking out underneath and how this is going to be done. So the flex pipe is not in the best condition for being 26 years old, but on the other side of it there is a slight leak, and you can hear it when you're on when you're accelerating. So that's going to get replaced, and then we're taking out the first muffler here. Gonna keep all the piping on over the frame there, and then we're gonna take out the second muffler there. So 2 mufflers and a flex pipe, and hopefully this thing will sound awesome. But while we're under here, I mean, this is just dirt, but look how clean the undercarriage is. I know I've showed you guys that before, but it's pretty immaculate for a 26-year-old car, how clean this thing is. Compared to the piping that's on the car now, here we got everything brand new. So it's gonna look great, and we're gonna see how it's gonna sound compared to stock. So I kind of gave you the little revs this morning. Like I said, the car wasn't warmed up, so I wasn't gonna go crazy with it. But this is what's gonna be on the car now, and it should look good. The 3-bolt flange here from the turbo to the downpipe is off. A little bit of issue trying to get the furthest one off because you have a little bit of room here. Not much to play with, but that's finally off. So again, 3-bolt flange from the turbo to the downpipe, got that off, and we're working on the next down below here so we can get the mufflers off and get those cut off and get the new piping welded in. The downpipe is off, and the first muffler, which is actually factory, you can see that it has Toyota and the number on here, but this is where the hole was. It was just getting bigger and bigger, and you could tell that it was definitely not stopping. I'm sure it was like probably really small. Got him. But this is where the welds broke. So you can tell this actually probably was an aftermarket piece at some point, and it started to rust out. So this is getting replaced by this flex pipe, and then you're gonna do 2 45 bends, get rid of this Toyota muffler that's, like I said, factory, and then we're gonna cut and use the factory flanges on here. So we're gonna start off with that, and then Mikey's gonna tack weld it, make sure everything fits properly, get that back on the car, and then start with the other muffler. Factory is history on this Land Cruiser, and we got the flange in Mikey's hand, and we're gonna clean that up, and that's gonna replace this new piping and the Land Cruiser. On just for test fitting purposes. The flex pipe is tack welded on 3 spots just to keep its form, so we can see what adjustments are needed to be made for the rest of the fitment underneath the car. The first portion of the tack welding is complete, from the 3-bolt flange, which goes from the turbo to the downpipe all the way down to the midsection. So Mikey's gonna fully weld this, then we're gonna put it back on the car, and then we are going to work on the second muffler delete and put in the straight pipe for that as well.
When
first section is complete, all welded and ready to go back in the car. We're gonna take the rear section off, cut that, weld in pretty much a straight pipe, and that's gonna complete the exhaust for now, and then we're gonna get to hear it soon. So let's get this back on the car and continue with the rest of it. The rear section is now off. The only thing we have to maintain is the exhaust hanger. So they're gonna get cut off the muffler, and actually this muffler appears to not be factory. So whoever put it in Japan, there's no Toyota label or anything on it. So you could tell there's welds right here as well. So I do not believe this was stock. So we're gonna get rid of this, pretty much put a straight pipe from here to here, keep the hangers, and most likely try to bend these forward and weld it onto the pipe when we're done with it. So it's gonna get cleaned up and put back in the car. Pipe that goes over the frame rail is what we're keeping. That's gonna go back in its location. Muffler is gonna be gone. Pretty much like I said, the straight pipe is gonna replace the muffler, and we're gonna keep this end as well. That's gonna go straight to the rear section, or I should say, if you wanna consider it the catback portion of it, that's gonna stay, and the exhaust hangers are gonna be relocated. The downpipe, flex pipe are all put in, and I'll show you guys the underneath as well. The welding is finished. Focus a little bit, there we go. We bolted in the rest of it. Sorry, I have to bump the ISO up a bit, but that's bolted in, and over the frame rail, coming back down, and look how much room there is now with no muffler here. Ridiculous. And it goes all the way out to the back. So the only thing right now is that we need hangers, because it does shake a bit. I don't feel like touching it because it's still a little hot. And we're gonna get hangers right there in the rear, and we're gonna try to get the one right there as well. This one doesn't shake as much, but we're gonna try to get that one in as well. So it's pretty much there. It's like 95% there. We gotta get the hangers in, and I'm not even gonna move the car from this location because it's like a little tight toward the garage. I'm gonna do a cold start for you guys, and you guys will be able to hear what it sounds like after the install. Everything is complete, welding is done, and it is ready to go back on the car. But before it does, I'm just gonna show you guys what Mikey came up with. The front exhaust hanger, this is stock, okay? He took 2 rods and welded it straight to the exhaust, because then we would have had no other way to put it up there unless we, you know, actually fabricated something. But this way, took the stock location, 2 rods, nice and easy, and that's complete. And for the rear section, also took the stock hanger, which you can tell there was a little bit of modification here. Both of these were at a 90-degree bend, so we were able to bend them sort of back into place, but still not quite close enough if it would have just been to the exhaust. So what Mikey did is he took a metal rod, welded it from one side to the other, and then straight to the exhaust. So this way, there's no banging and clanking back there, because there's literally minimal room between the frame and the body. So if there was no hanger there, it would have been making noise all the time. So this way, it's nice and tight, the fitment is good, and we're gonna get ready to put it back on the Land Cruiser. This is the stock exhaust hanger placement, the front portion of it, and the rear is right over there. It's a little dark, I apologize, but I'm trying to make do with the light that we have. You can see the little bar that goes straight across, and the fitment for the stock hanger is right there. And this thing literally is not going anywhere. Goes right up over the frame in the rear. Does not wiggle, does not move. Everything is secure. Let's start her up. but you can already tell that just by standing here, there's a lot more of a rumble to the Land Cruiser than there was before with the stock exhaust. So big thank you to Mikey, greatly appreciated. He always does amazing work. If you're looking for anybody to do some welding for you in the Lancaster, York, or Harrisburg area, I will put you in touch with him and he'll definitely do a great job. So again, hope you guys like it. There's finally a mod to the Land Cruiser since I bought it. Hopefully I'll get the paint protection on here soon, because I know Mikey wants to go off-roading, and I know a couple of other people on YouTube and Instagram have hit me up to go to Roush Creek and other places as well. So if you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, and you guys have a great night. Puppy.
That one came from Japan then.
Yeah, I have another one too.
I see what's doing. Driver's side.
Yeah, my race car is on the other side too.
Yeah, it's not here now.
Yeah, the gray one.
Yeah, my truck wants one.
Really?
Yeah, you got the V down there.
Oh, the blue one.
Yeah, the blue Z. He's in there all the time.
Yeah, I talked to him one day. He's a nice guy. He used to.
I spent 18 years in Japan.
I was gonna say he was in Japan, right?
Oh yeah, he was born there. Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me about it.
And he knows about a lot of cars from there.
Yeah, I spoke to. I saw the garage open, so I knocked on his door one day, and I was like, I never even knew this was down the block from me.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.